عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك سميع مجيب الدعاء. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ونفس لا تشبع ودعاء لا يسمع. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we're back. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us always meet each other for His sake, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in this program and every program anybody does. Walillahi alhamd. Just as I was thinking, one of the beautiful things it was said to me a long time ago when I was memorizing the Quran. One of the teachers said to me, how lucky we are. And she was talking about herself and the students, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us busy with His words. Because we're all busy, right? We're all running around. We all say this, I don't have time. I wish the day is 36 hours. I wish the week is 8 days. But you need to know what are you literally busy with, right? And I never thought of it, because when you memorize the Quran or when you're studying, especially Islamic studies, you are so focused on it and you don't see the bigger picture unless somebody outside come and tell you. So when she felt that it's becoming too much on us, and she says, every time you are doing this, remember that Allah kept you busy with His words. He could have kept you busy with something else. So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I'm saying this because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened for us that we have every week, inshallah, this is going to be continuous, bi'idhnillah. It's at least 6 weeks for Surah Al-Kahf. And that Allah is bringing us every Tuesday for no reason. It's beautiful, we meet each other, we miss each other. But the main reason we are here is to know about His words. And I always say this to myself before anybody else. What is so special about us? Honestly, right? Nothing. If anything, we are actually immersed in His blessings. Many people who are better than us in His eyes, they have minimum of what we have, but still He is giving it to us. So I want everyone to be really grateful to the fact that this is available. We have the ability to come. We are coming, and don't take it for granted. And I say this to myself all the time, because Allah can take it in a second. For whatever the reason, Allah لا ينتزع العلم ولكن انتزاع ولكن ينتزع العلماء ولكن ينتزع العلم بقبض العلماء. The meaning of it, Allah does not remove knowledge by just removing knowledge. Rather, what He does is He removes the teachers. And you see it these days. It's very few. If you look at 20 years ago, there were so many names. Every country has big name. I'm talking about now, not before. And now look how when a scholar die, where is the replacement? I'm talking about real scholars, people who are not only knowledgeable, but they practice. So the first thing we all have to remember, and this is for everybody, even online, when Allah opens an opportunity for learning, don't take it for granted. And don't say, I'm not coming this week, I'll come next week. You don't know there's going to be a next week. So take it and take it seriously, especially with the Quran. Ya Yahya khudh al-kitaba biquwwa. Ya Yahya, Allah said this in Surah Maryam to Sayyidina Yahya. Khudh al-kitaba biquwwa. Take the book with strength. What does strength mean? If you translate literally, quwwa is a strength. Well, where's strength? Seriously. Take it seriously. When you open the Quran, when you read the Quran, don't just say, okay, alhamdulillah, I read. Allah knows what I read. You will be rewarded. I will be rewarded anyway. But when He specifically said quwwa, same word He said it to Sayyidina Musa. فَخُذْهَا بِقُوَّةٍ. He's talking about now the Torah. So anything knowledge, let alone knowledge of the Quran, let alone when we come to certain surahs, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for some reason, His wisdom, made them special. And this is actually the reason I chose Surah Al-Kahf. Why Surah Al-Kahf? Because you read it every Friday. Why do we read it every Friday? If I ask you, many of you will tell me it's Sunnah. Absolutely true. But why? You're going to tell me, probably some of you will know, well, there's a hadith about it. But why? Right? I mean, the Quran is 114 chapters. All of them are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specified, for example, Surah Al-Kahf or Surah Yasin, as we had covered, right? Or why Surah Yusuf is all Almost all the chapter is stories. Everything has a reason. And the smart person, I call the lucky person, the sight of Allah, when you know this and you keep it in front of you. So two things. Number one is keep yourself busy with the knowledge of Allah. And I'm going to do this announcement. I'll do it later at the end of it also. Walillah alhamd, next month, next door, we will open Jannah Institute on site. And this is the dream. I don't know why Allah put it in Irvine. It was always planned is to open it in St. Louis, because that's where I lived. That's where we started. Way more affordable and feasible, but Allah didn't want it. He opened it here. Subhanallah. Next month we're going to be starting, inshallah. The summer courses are 3, and these are intensive. These are not halaqah. These are intensive. You come and be a serious student and taste the joy of being a serious student. So we have done it, one for the women a week, and one for the girls a week, and one for the boys, based on a lot of requests from the community, because I did it during COVID actually, and this is only a weekend. It's 5 days. Every day we're going to give you an appetizer of what is this Islamic studies. So one day will be fiqh, one day will be creed, one day will be tazkiyah, one day will be Quran, and one day will be sunnah. I'm just going to give you examples. It's a 3 hours. It's literally appetizers. And then inshallah from September we will be start our 1-year program open for the on-site people. Take this opportunity for those of you who can. Again, because this is the only place. I don't know why Irvine. Literally, I was like, Ya Rabbi, in laka fiha hikmah. There's no other place. And I can't tell you how many people reached out to me to do it in another state. One of them is your competitor, Dallas. But I declined. So alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, all the information are out there. But let's go to Surah Al-Kahf now. Okay, why it's called, as always, when we come to a chapter, it's going to be at least 6 weeks. Today, it will be an introduction. And the last class will be the summary. In between, we're going to go into what does it have. We're not doing word by word. That's not the plan of this class. It's actually, what do you understand, how you apply it in your daily life. Any surah in the Quran, any chapter you're going to look at, we have said it many times. Number one is the name, right? And if I ask you why is Surah Al-Kahf, all of you will answer me because it's the story of Al-Kahf, right? Okay, so why it's not Surah Musa? Why it's not Surah Dhul Qarnayn? Right? Or Ashab al-Qarya, Ashab al-Jannah. There has to be something about the Kahf, the cave, that Allah wants me to pay attention to it in my daily life. So that's number one. Number two, is it a Makki or a Madani? Was revealed in Mecca or was revealed in Medina? You all read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday. You better be ready. I'm going to keep asking you, because this is a surah, you read it every Friday. Is it revealed in Mecca or in Medina? How many of you say Mecca? طيب. And how many of you say Medina? Okay. And how many of you say, I have no idea? I love it, right? It's definitely Mecca surah. There is some, but it's a weak opinion. It says the beginning of it was revealed in Medina, but it's a weak opinion. So number one, it was revealed in Mecca. Why do I care? Especially for the youth. Who cares, right? This is the common word we say. La, you need to care. Why? Because when it is in Mecca, that means it's something related to my relationship with Allah. And something has to do with my relationship with this deen, my creed, my belief. If it was revealed in Medina, it was something to do with my interaction with the Muslim community. In living in the West, we need the Meccan surahs because we are bombarded with everything around us does not remind us of Allah. Am I true? I'm talking about daily life, not His creation, right? You go to work, who's going to remind you, astaghfirullah, right? You drive here, who's going to remind you, do this or do that? Everything reminds you the opposite. And most of the time, we feel we are strangers. Yes? Yes or no? We feel we are strangers. So Makkah surah, whenever I am weak, and this is for everybody, whenever you're weak, whenever your salah is not the best, whenever the temptations is becoming much more common and much less easier to go against them, then you need to start reading a Meccan surah. For example, Surah Yusuf, when you are really going through a lot of challenges. Surah Al-Kahf, the main need of Surah Al-Kahf is when I am tested. And the tests is not the bad tests, because we always, when we think about tests, we think disease, we think loss of money. No. It is the test of luxury, test of power, test of the deen, and test of knowledge. These are the four things every week we go through it. You go to, let's say, school or university, and you think you know. And Allah teaches you how much we don't know, and even the most knowledgeable person still doesn't know. You go to your home, and your home is beautiful, walillah alhamd. You go to your company, you open your closet, and you see all these beautiful things you have, all the jewelries, all the dunya, and that's the fitna of money. It's in Surah Al-Kahf. Third, which we are tested daily, is the fitna of our deen. We are being tested every single minute, how to stay steadfast. And don't tell me you don't feel it. Even if you don't work, even if you don't leave the house, enough if you turn on any gadget you have and see how much test. So you go through your TikTok, is anybody reminding you of Allah? Is anyone tells you, stay steadfast, there is akhirah? So test of deen, my religion, my faith. Literally, last week, 2 women reached out to me. I've never had this that frequent. Their children left Islam completely. And when I was talking to the woman, this was face to face. I mean, there's nothing I can say, because the woman tells you, I've done everything I can do. And I have no reason not to believe her, because even the way she presented it, subhanallah, 2 of her children, and the other lady, 2 of her children. So the fitna, the test, the trials, the temptations, why do I want to be a Muslim? It's very difficult, it's hard, all this. Now, alhamdulillah, I don't have a problem with my deen. Alhamdulillah, I believe in Allah, I'm fine. Then you come to the test of money, which is the biggest one, especially here. Many of you have not lived outside California. But if you live outside California, those of you who have moved from outside California, you know how much temptations are here. It's beyond you. The weather is the biggest temptation. You may laugh, but it is. It is. The comfort, the beauty around you, everything, even the city is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful cities I lived in. That's temptation. Because many of us are not grateful. We don't even think of it. Third is knowledge. And talk about the young people. Or anybody gets a PhD. Or publish a paper. Or do a presentation. And how much arrogance gets into us. And then the last but not the least, power. And to me, this is the most dangerous one. When Allah puts you as a leader in any form or shape, even as young as an MSA president or MINA president or whatever, but you have few people under your authority. And tell me you're going to stay focused on Allah. You're going to stay absolutely humble. And you're going to stay in saying, I didn't do anything, it's all from Allah. Basically, that's what Surah Al-Kahf. Every week it reminds me. And if you really pay attention, every week you're going to see which one I'm being tested. And if you analyze yourself, many of us, at least one of them. So in Surah Al-Kahf is not about my belief in Allah, rather how I stay focused and connected in Allah with all these tests around me. All these tests around me, and I'm going to stay going, focused. He reminds me. Very unique about Surah Al-Kahf. There is 4 stories in it. You all know that. Yes? Bismillah. We have first is the people of the Kahf. Youth, but they were focused on their deen and strong in their deen. Second, people of money. One has money, brag about it, and the other one doesn't have money. Third, there's a pause in between. I'll come to it. Third is Sayyidina Musa. the Prophet Musa, Kalimullah, the one who talked with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how Allah tested him and showed him he doesn't know. Subhanallah. Then the last but not the least, power. Dhul Qarnayn, the positive view of a person with power. Every story, pay attention to that. Every story, at the end of the story is done, there is a message from the story. And this is what I want you from next week. Please come, you already have read it because you know it. But tell me, where is the message at the end of the story? Every story has a message at the end. Allah talks to either Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam or he tells us. Summary, what do you need to learn from that? So next week, we're going to be covering the first one, which is the youth of the cave. What did he say at the end? Go to the two men of the gardens. See what he said at the end. Interestingly, in the middle, there's a pause, which is suddenly Allah starts talking about Iblis. And he's the only place in the Quran where he said, Iblis is min al-jinn. The only time he said, Kana min al-jinn fafasaqa an amri rabbi. I'm giving you all these things. I want you to think of it, write it down. If you can look it perfectly. So when I say it's not something new. But you need to ask, why did Allah, and again, you're not questioning the Quran. You really wants to know, why did Allah put this in the middle? He put one story, second, then came and talked about Iblis. It's not a story. We have heard this story many places, but it's different here. And then he goes back and talks about knowledge and talks about power. Beginning at the end is different. There is an introduction and there is a finale. The introduction is unique. There is 5 chapters in the Quran, starts by Alhamdulillah. 5 places. If you go and look, 5 chapters in the Quran start by Alhamdulillah. Of course, the first one is Al-Fatiha. Second, Al-An'am. Alhamdulillah, alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-ard wa ja'ala adh-dhulumati wan-nur. I'll translate all of them. Third one, Al-Kahf. Fourth one, Saba. And fifth, Fatir. So 5 places starts by Alhamdulillah. All praise to Allah. Okay, and I keep saying this, and you're again not questioning Allah, but you're making yourself think deeper. Look at every time Allah said Alhamdulillah, what is followed by? Let's say Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah. So there is talk about Allah. طيب. Al-An'am. Alhamdulillah alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-ard. All praise to the one who created heavens and earth. Who's that? Come to the Kahf. Alhamdulillah alladhi anzala al-kitaba ala abdi. All praise to the one, there's no name of Allah, who sent down the book to his servant. Who's that? Lovely. Alhamdulillah alladhi lahu mulku as-samawati wal-ard. No, alhamdulillah الذي له ما في السماوات والأرض وله الحمد في الأولى والآخرة. This is Fatir. This is Saba. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. Now name الذي له ما في السماوات والأرض. He has the domain, or he has the all what is in heavens and earth is to Allah. Fatir, the last one of his names. Alhamdulillah Fatir السماوات والأرض. What does that teach you? Subhanallah, you all read the Quran, right? And you all have read Al-Fatiha, and you all have read Al-Kahf minimum. Why is this? Why there is Alhamd, all praise to Allah, connected to Allah? Why didn't he say, for example, Alhamdulillah alladhi arsala ar-rasul? But it's all related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one, when you praise, and here is not praise, when you are grateful, alhamd, there's a lot of sisters, salam alaikum, there's a lot of chairs here. If you could just go from the other side, there is chairs here. When you say, let's think of it. I come to you and I say, Jazakillahu khair, right? That's a praise, that's alhamd. What does that mean? You have done something to me, right? Yeah, it's thanking, but I need you to give deeper. Of course it's thanking. But why did I say it? You have done something to me, right? Doesn't matter, small or big. But when you have done something to me, what does that tell me? I couldn't do it. You did it, right? Are you with me? So when I'm praising, who should